What it do? Niner. Bam. Now, we all know CMC balling this year. We all know he balling this year. But I don't think everybody can grasp what he's actually doing. Okay? He playing two positions. Playing wide receiver and rushing. Now, we all know with all the injuries, we're going to have to lean towards him. Okay? Now, you got to remember, last year he was out. That's why, like I said, it was so much emphasis on Saquon Barkley, which is, hey, it's well-deserved. Saquon Barkley was balling last year. But, when you have Christian McCaffrey down, it's like, okay, all the attention is on one guy. Okay, now they both healthy. They're both healthy. And the Eagles are winning. They're winning games. But now if anybody can see how they're winning games, and when people see how the Niners are winning games, see, the Eagles are, they got most of their wide receivers. They got A.J. Brown. They still got their quarterback. They've been playing. They still got everything. We've had to completely lean on Christian McCaffrey when we had everybody out. Completely lean on him. And it's like he got to play two positions, wide receiver and running back. It's a big difference when you got to, because in both positions, usually something happens. So when you see this, he's balling. But now, you got Purdy back, Ricky Pearsall, Kittle, Jennings, and we're going to throw Bourne in there with Hughes check. That offense is going to look a little bit different. Now, I think those numbers might go down. Those numbers, especially the receiving numbers, they're going to go down because now we got more of our receiving core in there. Before, when we had most of our receivers down, you had a lot of receivers that was kind of new, some off the practice squad, some free agents. In the Kyle Shanahan offense, if you really don't know them routes, or you're not like at that time when Ayuk, his best season, he knew the routes. The ball was going to be there before he even got out of his break, so he knew the routes. So when you can play like that, that's the type of receiver we want. Now, Pearsall can play like that now. That's why we ain't too worried about Ayuk. I'm telling you. That's why we really not worried about Ayuk. Pearsall can play like that right now. Kittle can do it. But we have Kittle as a blocker. But now, if the offensive line doing what it's supposed to be doing, and you got the threat of a pass, well, the defense got to respect it. When Mac Jones was in there, they constantly was manning our dudes up and playing a little bit of zone and blitzing 90% of the time because they know, look at the receivers we got. And then we'll hit them out the backfield and Christian McCaffrey eat them up. And so if the offensive line is blocking like they're supposed to, it looks like this. Now, don't get it twisted. Robinson Jr., was that Brian Robinson Jr.? He got a few yards and a couple touchdowns. So our offense is rolling on all cylinders. But when after the Panthers game, you'll see if it's how it's rolling. Okay? So what I look at right now is those numbers are about to go down a little bit. He's still going to have big numbers because the season is we halfway mark. We ain't even went on our bye yet. So you about to see a little bit more. But like I said, I expect the numbers to come down because Pearsall, Kittle, Jennings, we got, we played against the Cardinals, he was coming off an injury. Purdy was coming off an injury. So everybody, it was kind of like their first game together. Now we had plenty of time to practice, plenty of time. Now you put a game plan together with Ricky Pearsall, with Kendrick Bourne, with Jennings, with Kittle, with Hughes-Check, with McCaffrey, with Brian Robinson Jr. Now you got a whole game plan because I expect this offense to carry the team. The defense going to do its job. The defense going to do what it can. It got Salah, leading the charge, so the defense going to do what it can. So I'm expecting them, just hold them. Hold them. Do what you can. Hold that offense. I don't look at the Panthers as some high-flying, big-time offense, but our defense should be able to contain them. Well, just let our offense keep scoring. Keep scoring. Keep scoring. And we got the kicker, Matt Gay. I don't see him kicking no big, long field goals. The kicker, Matt Gay from the Bears, and that's crazy. The Bears cut him. We got Matt Gay, and they got Jake Moody. Matter of fact, the Bears got rid of Matt Gay. Matt Gay, I think he went to the Commanders. Somehow we got each other's kickers. That's basically what it is, because Moody is over there with the Commanders. That's crazy. Moody over there with Debo. That's a whole nother story, man. That is a whole nother story. Somehow that we got each other's kickers and they got our game. We got something like that. I'm like this. Matt Gay, he ain't no big 50, 60-yard kicker. He ain't no Eddie Pinero. He not that. But as far as his extra points, he clutch on that. He clutch on that. And I think that's what Shanahan had to look when he looking for a kicker. It's like, all right, do I look for a kicker who could try to win us games, or just make sure that when we score, he ain't going to miss the field goals? As long as you don't miss the field goals. The big stuff, I'll just make sure we get in position to make sure you can kick the basic stuff. I'm saying? So that's what happened with Matt Gay. But like I said, Christian McCaffrey could be the first player to ever do this with 2,000-yard season, and then they wonder why they kept giving Christian McCaffrey money. He got a couple of more raises. He was getting money after money during the offseason. People was like, oh, you keep paying Christian McCaffrey. He does a lot. That's why I keep telling people this is what Debo was supposed to be like. The Debo wanted to be like this guy. He can run, he can catch, Debo wanted to do this. Debo can catch and break tackles, but he don't know how to run through the tackles like this guy. He just can't do it. Debo can't do it. Look at his numbers with the Commanders. They completely declined with Mariota in there. So, CMC, he's going to get this. He's going to get this. Let me know what y'all think. Leave it in the comments. Peace. I'm out of here.